Thank you. Our next speaker is Fabiola. Fabiola is by nature a restorer and loves encouraging others to do the same. In this speech, she will apply some of her skills to invite us all to highlight the us in the world, in the word justice, thereby edifying ourselves while restoring those around us. Please help me welcome Fabiola Lopez with her speech titled The Gift That Keeps on Giving.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters. Do you ever find yourself wanting more out of life, out of your job, out of your relationships, maybe even out of yourself? What if I told you you could have your fill starting today by the simple act of practicing giving? By the end of this speech, you will all learn a little bit more about the art of giving, gain a new perspective on the word sacrifice, and hopefully come to understand that the word is not something the word sacrifice is not a threat to your life, but instead it's a beautiful opportunity to edify yourself while lifting up others. Have you ever been in a situation where you just really needed something, whether it is a smile on a tough day, understanding, kindness, a hug, food, shelter, warmth, and someone provided that for you? Or maybe you can relate to this example. Have you ever worked really, really hard for something you really wanted and you sacrificed your time, energy, effort, and finally the day comes when you're able to get this thing you worked so hard for? Well, if you can relate to either one of these examples, then you know what it's like to feel supported, loved, accomplished, and successful. We live in a society that more and more is gearing us to be self-focused. If we don't like something on social media, we just unfollow it and it disappears from our life forever. If we talk about something near our phones, all of a sudden it appears in our feed. Everything about our life is personalized to our wants and our likes. But if we only focus on ourselves, how can we really see the needs of those around us? I believe we're not islands, and we're not made to function as islands, but instead we're members of a society who rely on each other to thrive. I propose a fresh new look on sacrifice. According to Merriam-Webster, the definition of sacrifice is the act of giving up something you want for something else or to help someone else. And if you think about it, we actually sacrifice all the time. We actually sacrifice sleep to get up early for our Toastmasters meeting because we want to grow and edify ourselves in this area. As parents, we sacrifice, again, our sleep, our time, things that we would want to do in order to be there for our children and feed them at 2 a.m. when they need it. To be in loving relationships, we need to compromise and sacrifice things we want in order for the relationship to thrive. So there are many examples of where we actually sacrifice, and it's a positive thing. It edifies us. We sacrifice shopping so that we can have a savings account. So many things that are actually really, really positive examples of sacrifice and their benefits. But I propose that sacrificing for others offers a double benefit. When we do something for someone else to increase their greater good, for something they need, then we're actually also edifying ourselves. You see, when we sacrifice ourselves, we actually increase our self-control or delay gratification. Thereby, according to researchers, they found people who practice self-control or sacrifice tend to be healthier and happier because they're able to confront difficulties, trials, temptations, and are able to push through them and own their own thoughts and behaviors by practicing self-control or sacrifice. And you might ask yourself, well, what if others don't appreciate it? Or what if they don't want my help? And what's the point of living if you can't enjoy life? Why sacrifice? Isn't life supposed to be about pleasure and fun? Well, I challenge you to consider that yes, both can occur. That we are social and communal in nature as human beings. And we are actually reinforced when we share. Because when we reinforce our communities at large, it benefits us directly as well. You see, society is made up of different small community groups of people that comprise society. So when we are able to delay our wants and practice self control, we're able to delay our own benefit for the greater good of someone else, that in turn will benefit us. Because if someone else is doing well, our society is doing well, we're going to be doing well and thriving as well to build a healthier world. So, by putting our wants and perspectives and the needs of the world, we create a healthier, happier community. And as we free ourselves from our selfishness, our favorite foods, our favorite movies, our favorite music, something as simple as that, by depriving ourselves of that to focus on the needs of those around us, we're no longer bound by our thoughts, our problems, our insecurities, because we have no time for that. We don't have idle time, we don't allow it. And we won't crumble as easily in the face of temptation. Actually, what it does, it increases our mental vigor. So just remember to care and share for a more just world. In the Catholic Church today, we celebrate the first day of Lent, as you've heard already. And it's the first of 40 days where we're encouraged to sacrifice and reflect. So I invite you all to consider joining in this beautiful practice where we try to be intentional about keeping the us before the I in the word justice. And if you feel that this is still too hard to do, just remember Mother Teresa and her beautiful, powerful quote where she says, "I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast one stone across the waters to create many ripples." Thank you very much.